And we invite your feedback. We'd like to know what you think of the county's plans to make public toilets essentially run by a professional firm to manage the business, meaning you will of course be at the mercy of this professional firm depending on what it is and how it is they decide to manage these public toilets. Before that, we want to talk to CEC Devolution Public Service and Administration, Veska Kangogo. Thank you very much for joining us on Citizen Weekend.
Thank you very much.
Let's begin with the fact that the plans to relocate the Dandora Dam site had ground to a halt due to unavailability of land. Now we hear that you actually plan to set up an energy recycling plant. What happened to initial plans to relocate this particular dam site?
Okay, thank you very much, Lillian. And the issues that you've just raised is of great concern to all of us. We know what Article 174 and 175 says about the objects and the principles of devolution. One of it is to provide a clean environment where citizens can enjoy to live, work, and invest in. And one of the major challenges that we have faced as an institution since the new administration took over the management of this county was the issue of garbage. And for a very long time, all citizens can agree that we have had garbage as an eyesore everywhere where we live. We find heaps of garbage, and Dandora was continually filling up. And we could not continue having a landfill, considering that land is a scarce resource. And all over the world, if you visit other countries, waste is actually a resource that we can use. And for Nairobi County, through the leadership of Governor Sonko, we advertised for an expression of interest to have institutions that are reputable internationally and both locally. And we got 46 institutions that have expressed interest in converting waste to energy. You know that we generate close to 2,500 tons. We collect now, we started with 1,000, we've now moved to 1,800, and we want to have all this garbage collected, and with the establishment of the recycling plant, we can be able to convert that waste into energy, create employment opportunities for our youths, and have a cleaner and a safer environment for all of us.
Right, and having said that, why 28 billion? Concerns over the amount that is being invested into this particular project and how much of a priority this is, you know, amidst other issues that are bedeviling Nairobi County, such as the traffic menace and what have you. Why put 28 billion into this particular project?
Okay, one of the things that we must agree is that this is not a project that will take place in one financial year. It is phased into 3 years, and it is a public-private partnership. The county government has already secured the title for Dandora, where the recycling plant will be established, and part of the contribution of the county government will be land, and the private investors will bring in the technology that we need, and we are going to engage local youths through a transfer of technology to ensure that they get engaged.
You said it's a public-private partnership, and we understand that local and international firms had expressed interest.
Yes.
So will this be awarded to a local firm, an international firm? When we hear the Nairobi governor saying that these are the final stages of awarding a contract, who will this contract be awarded to? Who has been shortlisted?
Okay, Lillian, you know that we are a public entity. We operate under the public procurement rules and guidelines, and we are taking this process through an open tender process, and after expression of interest, competent institutions will be able to, who meet the criteria, will be able to be pre-qualified or to be taken on board, because we started with an EOI, an expression of interest. Those who will meet the criteria for the management, the establishment and management of the dump site, I mean the garbage plant will now be the one that will be awarded. So we are going to use a competitive and open process which can be open to scrutiny to the public and that can give us the best return.
But I want
for
to draw you back to this 28 billion. Can Nairobi County afford to put this much into this waste to energy recycling plant amid the other issues, in the midst of the other issues that the county is currently grappling with?
Lillian, I've said this is a joint venture. Actually, the private investor will bring in the technology. We are giving land, and the next biggest resource that we are putting into this plant is garbage, because garbage is the resource. And if we can quantify that cost of land, cost of the technology that will be brought on board, this will be a phased, and we may not give the all 28 billion as an institution, but the cost of land, the cost of the labor, and even the garbage that you're going to give to the institution will be part of the total amount of money that we're going to spend.
And the groundbreaking ceremony is supposed to happen when?
Immediately we finish the award. As you had the governor announce today, at least by 1st of November, we should be able to take off. Okay, so by 1st of November, and therefore we're looking at completion when under, of course, the stewardship of the current Nairobi Yes,
governor.
We approximate it within at least 24 to 36 months.
24 to 36 months, which is about 2
to 3 years.
2 to 3 years. Let's talk about how this project will benefit the Nairobi resident. We know that a lot of youth benefit from the Dandora dam site. Currently, a lot of them are living there on a daily basis. So how are Nairobi residents expected to benefit from this? Okay, first of all, let's appreciate that Dandora dam site is totally full. So even the emissions of the gases around there are very dangerous. We've had complaints of diseases, airborne diseases. We have also appreciated that youth who go through the process, the value chain system of garbage management, from collection, transportation, sorting, can now be brought on board professionally to be able to be involved in a cleaner process of managing waste. So one, we are going to clean, we will have a cleaner environment. We will be able to sweep much of the garbage. We should be able also to sort and even recycle. Those things that can be recycled can be put into use. And for example... So ultimately what you're saying is that their livelihood will not be affected by this particular... No. We are going to make sure that the youths that are within Dandora are going to be engaged. Even the women and the other institutions that are in the value chain of garbage management will be involved. And finally, on public toilets being run by a professional firm, what is the thinking behind this, and currently in terms of how these public facilities are being run, what challenges have you encountered? Okay, thank you very much. That is a very, very, it's a very, very good proposal by the county government to provide free sanitation to Nairobians. You can imagine how many of us can afford 10 shillings or 20 shillings to be able to access such a basic facility. So from what has happened in the past, we've been having cartels that are managing those toilets. They are not safe. We cannot really say that the people that are managing it are managing the toilets professionally. And how many of Nairobians who come into Nairobi to work and even to seek medication are able to access those toilets. So you say currently people have to pay about 10 shillings to access this public facility, but left under the mercy of a public firm, then this figure is likely to even go higher. No, we are going to outsource that service, and the county government should be able to get a professional firm like what you see in our international airports, people who have been trained to manage public toilets so that they are safe and they are clean for use for all the public. And we really want to thank Governor Sonko for agreeing to waive that charge so that people can access free and clean toilet facilities. We thank you so much for your time. We've been getting thoughts from CEC Devolution Public Service and Administration here in Nairobi County. That's Vesca Kangogo, as we look into the energy recycling plant, the waste to energy recycling plant that is expected to be set up at what is currently the Dandora dump site.